The entire first-class cabin froze when the flight attendant pointed straight at a 12-year-old girl and said, "You don't belong here." No one spoke, not even the girl. She just sat there, clutching her boarding pass for seat 2A, calm, silent, certain. Within minutes, she was forced to the back of the plane, humiliated in front of strangers. But 9 minutes later, the cabin door opened again. And the man who walked in wasn't just her father. He was the CEO of the airline's biggest partner. What happened next turned that flight into a courtroom in the sky and changed aviation forever. Before we go any further, let us know where in the world you're watching from. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the Waves of Justice community, where real stories, powerful voices, and moments of truth take flight. The words cut through the air like a blade. "Stand up. You're not supposed to be here." The flight attendant's tone was sharp, firm, and final. Every pair of eyes in the front cabin turned toward the small girl sitting quietly in seat 2A. Her name was Amara Lewis, 12 years old, wearing a sky blue cardigan over a white blouse. Hair tied neatly into a puff, her backpack tucked perfectly under her seat. She wasn't talking, she wasn't making noise. She was simply sitting there, watching the light shift through the airplane window as passengers filed in. But for Paula Grant, the lead attendant on Crestline Airways Flight 409, that was somehow reason enough to stop. Amara lifted her gaze slowly, unsure if she had heard correctly. "Ma'am?" she asked softly, her voice calm but surprised. Paula folded her arms and gave a small, tight smile. "Sweetheart, this is first class. You must have taken the wrong seat. Come on now, let's get you settled where you belong." The words "where you belong" hung in the air longer than they should have. Amara shook her head politely and held out her boarding pass. "No, ma'am. This is my seat, 2A." Her fingers didn't tremble, though her stomach did. Paula didn't even glance at the ticket. "Our policy doesn't allow minors to sit alone in first class. I'll have the gate assign you a new seat." A woman sitting across the aisle, Marisol Vega, frowned and leaned slightly forward. "Excuse me, she's not doing anything wrong." She showed her ticket. Paula ignored her. She waved to another attendant, lowering her voice but keeping her smile in place. "We'll move her back. Passengers are starting to board." Amara sat perfectly still. Her father had told her something once, right before her first solo flight. "When people doubt you, don't shout. Just stay steady." She looked straight ahead and said clearly, "My dad confirmed this seat with your VIP desk. Please check again." That made Paula pause for half a second, but she pressed her earpiece and said briskly, "I need a gate agent in first class. We've got a child sitting in the wrong section." The cabin grew quiet. Two passengers whispered. Someone coughed. A few minutes later, a young ground agent appeared. Jay Kim, badge gleaming, tablet in hand. "What seems to be the issue?" he asked. Paula gestured at Amara. "She's an unaccompanied minor in the wrong seat." Jay scanned the ticket, glanced at the screen, then looked up. "Her ticket says 2A. It's cleared by executive operations." Paula's smile faltered, but she recovered quickly. "That must be an error. We'll reseat her in coach until I confirm." Jay hesitated, glancing between the two. "Ma'am, the clearance is official." Before he could say more, First Officer Ethan Shaw stepped out of the cockpit. "We can't delay boarding over a seat issue. Move her now, we'll fix it later." And that was how Amara, holding her backpack in dignity tight, was led to the back of the plane, row 21, near the emergency exit, a seat meant for adults. She didn't cry, didn't speak, didn't even sigh. She just sat down, straight-backed and silent, staring at the glowing seatbelt sign above her. Her phone buzzed once in her lap. She opened it, pressed a single contact labeled Dad. One ring, two rings. Then a soft, steady voice answered. Amara whispered only 3 words. "It's happening again." The hum of the cabin settled into an uneasy quiet as passengers finished boarding. Amara sat near the back, her backpack wedged beneath the metal frame of the seat in front of her. She could still hear faint laughter from the front, the kind that carried a hint of arrogance. Her eyes didn't move, but her thoughts spun fast. It wasn't the first time she'd been made to feel out of place, but it was the first time it had happened at 30,000 feet before takeoff. She stared at her phone screen, the call timer ticking. Her father's voice came steady through the line, calm but laced with that tone she knew. Controlled anger wrapped in patience. "Stay seated," Daniel Lewis said, quietly. "Don't argue. Don't move. I'll handle this." She nodded, even though he couldn't see her. "Okay." When the call ended, she placed her phone face down, exhaled slowly, and looked toward the front of the plane. She could see Paula's reflection in the cabin mirror near the galley. Her posture was relaxed, hands moving as she spoke to another crew member. No guilt, no second thought, just ease. In seat 2C, Marisol Vega couldn't relax. Her book lay open, unread. She kept glancing toward the rear where the girl had been sent. The wrongness of it itched at her, but she stayed quiet, afraid of making things worse. Up front, Captain Rami Hales was reviewing flight notes when the cockpit door cracked open. Ethan Shaw leaned in and said in a low voice, "We had to reseat a kid, some kind of mix-up in first." The captain didn't look up, then confirm its resolve before pushback. "It's fine," Ethan replied quickly. "She's settled." "Good," Rami said, his tone neutral. "Let's make up time. We're already 5 minutes behind." But it wasn't fine. Near gate B7, Jay Kim's screen still flashed an active note. Seat 2A, executive clearance. Louis Amara. He frowned, tapped again, and saw the parent contact field. His eyes widened slightly when he read it. Daniel Lewis, CEO Helix Sky Logistics? That wasn't a small name. He looked toward the jet bridge, exhaled once, and picked up his radio. "Operations, this is Kim at Flight 409. We may have a missing incident involving a VIP minor. Requesting confirmation from executive desk." There was a short crackle of silence. Then a reply came through. Lower, tighter. "Confirmed. Keep position. The parent's inbound." Back in the cabin, Amara closed her eyes, her father's last words echoing in her mind. "Don't raise your voice. Raise the truth." She wondered if the truth ever really mattered when people already decided what they thought they saw. Up front, Paula adjusted her scarf in the galley mirror and smiled faintly at her reflection. Kids always get confused with seat numbers. Better to keep order before it becomes a scene. But the scene was already forming. One quiet, one waiting. And just 9 minutes later, order was about to change sides. 9 minutes had never felt so long. Inside the aircraft, time seemed to move slower with every hum of the air vents. Passengers adjusted their seats, checked their watches, and sighed quietly at the delay. No one knew that the reason for the pause wasn't a maintenance check or a catering issue. It was a choice that had already crossed the line. Down the narrow jet bridge, the glass doors slid open with a hiss. A tall man in a charcoal suit walked in. Steps measured, face calm but unreadable. Daniel Lewis didn't need to raise his voice to command attention. His silence did that for him. Behind him followed 2 people from Crestline's operations department, both clearly uneasy. The younger of them spoke softly. "Sir, we were just about to—" Daniel didn't slow down. "You weren't about to fix it. You were about to take off with my daughter sitting in the wrong seat." At the cabin door, Paula's confident smile melted into a thin line. Her hand froze mid-gesture when she caught sight of the man approaching. "Sir, passengers aren't permitted beyond the gate at this point," she began, voice shaking slightly. Daniel raised his ID wallet and held it out. The Helix Sky executive partner badge gleaming under the cabin light. "Now I am." His eyes flicked past her toward the rear cabin, finding Amara almost instantly. She was sitting upright, small against the wide seat, but steady. The sight tightened something in his chest. Amara didn't move, but when she saw her father step into the plane, Her shoulders eased. She didn't need to speak. The look between them said everything. The captain stepped out of the cockpit, eyes narrowing. "Sir, I wasn't informed of any issue. We're preparing for pushback." Daniel's tone remained calm. "You'll hold the plane until this matter is addressed. My daughter had a confirmed first-class seat verified by your own executive desk. She was removed without cause. In public view." The air in the cabin grew heavier. A few passengers leaned forward, realizing they were witnessing something bigger than a seat dispute. Marisol Vega straightened in her chair, her heart thudding. She caught Daniel's eye and said clearly, "He's right. I saw everything." The girl was polite, calm, showed her ticket. The attendant never even looked. All eyes turned to Paula now. Her cheeks flushed red. Her perfect posture suddenly looked forced.